What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Chicago Messiah, and today we here to talk about a list of things, man. One of the things gonna be talking about the man on your screen right now, the future of him, and for the future of the Cleveland Cavaliers. But we also here to talk to you about some of the trades that's been going on in the NBA, man. Like, I waited long enough to speak my piece. Y'all know me. Once again, I don't come to y'all unless I come to y'all with facts and shit that y'all understand. This is coming from somebody who actually played ball. I know a lot of YouTubers will come out here and give their analysis and shit like that and have never really played basketball, really don't understand what it means. But y'all know me. Y'all know I play ball, man. It's just like some things don't make any sense. I want to start off by saying fuck Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors. First of all, fuck Steph Curry for getting that 200 million, $1 billion, whatever the fuck that deal he just got, super max deal he just got, man. Like, that shit's crazy. But shout out to him, man. I ain't gonna lie, I hate to say it, he is a special kind of player. Like, it's not hard for you to go out there and pick up a basketball. Like, Steph Curry is revolutionizing the game, man. Like, you can't go out there, wake up one day and be a LeBron, be 6'8", 260, a fucking basketball IQ out the ass, and just a fucking all around specimen in this bitch. You can't wake up and be that, but you can wake up and be a Steph Curry, a 6'3" guy that can just shoot the fuck out the ball. You can do that. That's more realistic. So shout out to him for getting that supermax deal, man. But where should I start? Okay, you know what? We're gonna go backwards. We're gonna start with the newest trade and then work with the trade that happened, like the trade in the draft, then the trade after the draft, and then the trade that just happened right now. We're gonna go at it. Excuse me, like that. So Paul George. Boy George himself, PG-13, Mr. Two-Way Star himself, Mr. I can't make an All-NBA team this year, all defensive team, they want to pay me the max. That nigga. He decides that, you know what, Cleveland loses. Everybody everybody thought he was finna go out and demand a trade to Cleveland because, Cleveland needs his help. This, that, and the third, whether it's for a year, not he's a rental, whatever the case may be. That talk goes on for a while. It gets steamy when maybe like 3 or 4 days after the finals, Paul George goes to the front office and tells them, oh yeah, well, if y'all don't trade me, y'all gonna lose me because I'm gone at the end of the year, so y'all better get something for me while you can. That sparked the trade talks even more for him going to Cleveland, right? So now all of a sudden, fast forward, I think maybe either a couple days after the draft, they had a 5-team deal going where I think Kevin Love was supposed to end up in Denver, but they didn't want to take his contract or some shit like that. So we couldn't get Paul George anymore. Nah, let's be clear. We could have easily traded Kevin Love to Indiana for Paul George, right? But for whatever odd reason, I guess Indiana doesn't like Paul George. They don't like Kevin Love. They didn't like the direction their team was going if they had Kevin Love or whatever. How the fuck do y'all go from demanding 2 high draft picks, 2 young players and a nice ass draft pick, to taking Victor Oladipo and Sabonis? Now, granted, Sabonis, you don't know what you're getting out of him. He is a young player. Victor Oladipo, I'm sorry. I understand he's a good player. He's a great role player. He's an okay combo guard, but I don't feel like neither one of them are better than Kevin Love, to be honest with you. And that's not just because I'm a Cleveland Cavaliers fan. I want to see Paul George go to Cleveland. That's not that. I feel like Kevin Love is really underrated because let's be clear. Even though in Minnesota he never made it to a fucking playoff appearance in his career before he came to Cleveland, he was in the Western Conference. Let's be clear about that. And his teammates were little to none, if they had any at all, around him at that point in time. Okay, so you can't judge the man. The man was averaging damn near 20 and 20 over there. Like, Kevin Love was the man over there. And once again, like Chris Bosh was when he went to Miami, he was the man in Toronto, but he went to Miami, and his role changed. He had to become more of a stretch 4. So we take Paul George, not only another NBA Eastern All-Star, and send him to the Western Conference. We sent him to a team that, don't get me wrong, for 2K purposes, it's gonna be great. People gonna enjoy playing with motherfucking Oklahoma City Thunder again because they're gonna have a reason why, especially if Blake winds up signing and shit like that. Or I'm sorry, I think he might already re-sign with the Clippers for 5 years. If I'm not mistaken, I think he did re-sign with the Clippers. But they sent Paul George over there, and you know, it's like, hey, for us 2K players and live players, it's gonna be lit. We get to enjoy playing with Oklahoma City Thunder. And if you want to think about it, losing Kevin Durant and getting Paul George back,
who you think you is, Serge?
it's not at you don't feel as bad for losing Kevin Durant. Of course, Paul George is not Kevin Durant offensively, but defensively, I think it makes up for it. Of course, he would not be a Kevin Durant. He can't come out here and average 35 in his sleep, be damn near fucking unstoppable with the ball in his hands and shit like that. But as a great consolation prize, you get fucking Paul George. Anybody is better than the backcourt and the front court that you motherfuckers had last year.
What in the hell?
Okay, I am sorry to tell y'all, but I feel like that Andre Roberson is a waste of an NBA contract. He has to be offensively the worst player I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Now, granted, people are like, oh, well, he plays defense. He's a defensive player. How the fuck does that help you any when you don't have any offense? Like, it'd be different if his defense was lock up where you wouldn't score. Like, you could put him on a nigga and they wouldn't score a basket. That's different. There's somebody still go out there and get Andre Roberson last 15 to 20 points a night, depending on how they feel that night. So for you to have not real, like, lockdown deep where I can put your nigga and know you're going to stop that man, for sure, which nobody in the NBA can do that. But having him on the team, he doesn't have that ability, and him be that awful on the offensive end, like, that shit is atrocious. Like, that shit is, that's fucking horrible. That's, as an NBA player, your offense is literally like a 2. Like, 2K was being generous with the raises they gave this man on the game, because offensively, he is fucking trash.
I want to do
dirt. So like I said, anybody's better than him, Victor Oladipo and shit like that. If you Russell Westbrook looking at that on the outside looking in, if you look at Russell Westbrook guys, like passing Paul George the ball in the lane, it's way better than passing Victor Oladipo or Andre Roberson the ball on the goddamn wing. You get what I'm saying? So I understand how they feel about that. But how do y'all go from demanding the Celtics to give y'all 2 young players and some draft picks to just taking Victor Oladipo and fucking Sabonis? I am sorry. That's as I know for a fact someone gave y'all a better deal than that. I know for a fact. I know the Boston Celtics gave, even if they just gave y'all Jason Tatum. If y'all just took Jason Tatum, that's still better than me than getting fucking Victor Oladipo and Sabonis.
I want somebody to explain to me how he.
I know it's better than that. Because once we don't know what Sabonis is going to do. But Victor Oladipo's been in the league for what, 3-4 years, maybe more? He's not going to be no better than what he already is. He's a good combo guard, a streaky shooter, pretty athletic guy and shit like that. But that's about it. He's not going to break out and be the next new height. You feel me? So for y'all to give up Paul George, I understand y'all may say, oh, well, we're going to lose him any goddamn way in a year.
I told you it's my organization, LeBron.
If that's the case, you could have sent them to Cleveland. You could have sent them to Boston. If you wanted to, you could have traded the nigga to New York. Oh, I lied. Because Melo got that no trade clause unless he wanted to go there. So I lied. Lied about that one.
Damn right.
You could send that nigga to the Celtics. Or you could have sent him to the Rockets. You could have sent him to the Clippers, even though they just lost Chris Paul. We'll get to that in a minute. Like, you could have sent them so many other places and got so much more stuff than what the fuck y'all got. Like, that, I look at that as like y'all was just like, you know what, fuck it, we tired of dealing with it. We for damn sure don't want to send him to Cleveland. We don't want to send him nowhere he'll have a good last year in his contract. We want to send him somewhere where he'll be able to play and it won't look as bad and we get something. But that was just half-assed on the Pacers organization's part. Like, that was so fucking terrible. Like, y'all could have just took Kevin Love. That was the case. Like, at least you would have got a veteran, a championship experience player in your locker room, whatever the case may have been. Y'all could have built around him or traded them later. Something. You could have did something with Kevin Love. But Victor Oladipo and Sabonis, now if I'm Miles Turner, I would want out of fucking Indiana.
And
I would want the fuck out of
now
that
I'm
too,
gonna
but
say
I think he's still
LeBron
on
is
his
my
rookie
nigga, but if
contracts and shit
LeBron
like
would have
that, so
had
he's
this many
stuck
points in at least
for
one of them
now.
goddamn
So
games, then maybe,
it's like I
just
don't.
maybe the
It
finals
doesn't make
still
any
be going
sense.
on right about now. Goddamn it.
From an organization standpoint, it doesn't make any sense.
Nah,
For Paul George's
him,
point of view,
Darren
he is
Williams,
out of
bum ass. No, he did ass in
Indiana.
Game
That's what he
5.
wanted out of.
He did
But
ass
I
in Game
mean,
5.
of course, Russell Westbrook on having
Yeah,
Russell
he was
Westbrook on
ass
the
in
team is a
Game. No,
plus.
fuck that.
But let's be clear,
At least he
Russell
had two. You know who
Westbrook
you blame it
hasn't
on?
had a good
You know who
track
you
record
blame
with
it
his
on? You blame it on
teammates
Darren Williams
lately,
eyeballing ass.
as far
Boy,
as
that
Kevin
nigga
Durant,
was
as far as
shit.
other superstar
Him
star
and
athletes
Kyle
on his
Korver was
team.
butt.
They all kind of up and
But
left.
they
James
had a
Harden
bunch of
left for
shooters,
fucking
but
$4
no
million,
scorers.
and look what he
They ain't
became.
had nobody that could break the defense.
Look,
that
Kevin
get them a
Durant leads
bucket,
soon as he
goddamn.
gonna get a
You
championship.
had a bunch of people.
So it's like you kind of.
No, hell
Yeah.
no, nigga.
I don't know what to say about that.
They
But I
need to
just feel
get
like they could
somebody
have
like
got way
get some
more than what
buckets
the
off the
fuck they
goddamn
did.
bench because you got
On
all
to the
these
next
shot
one.
up.
It disgusts me
I
even
don't give
thinking
a fuck
about it.
who you get.
The
Anybody
fucking
was better than
Chicago
having Darren
Bulls.
Williams.
I'm sorry, we're not even gonna go to that yet.
How we
That's
supposed to
I'm
trust a
gonna say that
point
one
guard
for
to spray
last.
paint his hair?
The fucking
Man, how we supposed to trust a
Clippers.
backup point guard to spray paint his hair with that black
You
line and shit?
motherfuckers.
Boy, that nigga sprayed
I'm not.
his
You know
hair
what? I'm
was
not even
glossy
mad
as
at.
hell
So
in
mad
one
at
of them
CP.
goddamn games. Boy,
I'm
that
more
black
along the
line
lines
and
of
spray,
mad.
boy, he
I'm not
did
even
shit
mad
his
at the
whole
Clippers. I'm
head.
more along the
Darren
lines of
Williams
mad at
was funny as
CP.
hell.
Because
On
instead
the
of you
Bulls
just
and shit.
opting out and signing with them
Okay,
niggas,
Johnny.
you let these you go tell these motherfuckers what the fuck you finna do, and they trade you, right? They trade you to the Rockets. Now I don't think it's gonna fucking work
Told you I'm a PG.
because let's be clear, like
PG.
James Harden just came off one of the best seasons of his career. Y'all finally turning that man into a point guard where he's passing the ball, getting his teammates involved instead of just getting himself involved.
Maybe they should have
And
played
then
that
right
nigga
after
too,
that,
goddamn
you
it.
turn
He
around
couldn't
and
have been.
fucking
He couldn't have
trade
did
for
no worse.
CP3 a
Goddamn,
point
I'm
guard.
shit, bro. Y'all at least get
Nah,
at least
you would say,
2,
oh,
3
well, that's
at
not that
all, my
bad,
nigga.
but they're
None.
both
He ain't
ball
touched the court
dominant.
not
I
one
have
time.
not seen James Harden
Look at that nigga
do
Shumpert.
well without the ball in
I
his
don't know if
hands.
he. Nah, I swear to God, I don't think
Oklahoma
he
City
did.
Thunder days when he was off the bench as a
Bro,
six
that nigga
man
get no
and
love.
was more of in a catch and shoot role than he was in Houston when he was the man.
Well, shit.
Like I don't think it's gonna
NBA
work. They're
Finals,
both
that nigga,
too
he
ball
was
dominant
wiping
for
the
you to
sweat
just
off
tell
LeBron
one,
and putting
okay,
it on his
well,
damn
hey
self
guys,
in
you
the
guys got to
motherfucking
share the
team
ball
picture and
now.
shit.
There's no more
We
James
got
Harden.
the-
You run the
LeBron,
show
let
and
me
shit
get
like
some
that.
of your
Y'all got to
sweat,
figure it
G.
the fuck out. But you
You
guys are
want
gonna
some
share
of
the ball.
that?
I just don't see how
What you
that works.
mean? I worked
Then on
hard
top of
today.
that, you had 2 6 men of the year on your
Did you
bench.
play?
You
Man,
still got
no,
one.
but
Shout out to
still.
Eric Gordon, by the way, for winning 6 man of the year this year. You had Lou
Exactly,
Williams on your bench,
goddamn,
another
I'm
6 man of the
tired.
year.
Shit.
You had Pat
Hand
Beverly
me a
on your bench, another
Gatorade,
6 man of
coach.
the year. You had Sam
I'm telling you,
Decker.
hand me a Gatorade,
You
coach.
motherfuckers decide that you are
rehydrate
going to
myself,
trade
man.
Sam Decker, Patrick Beverly,
With Shumpert though, I'm
and
trying
Lou
to.
Williams. Send Lou Williams back to LA for
If
fucking
Shumpert
Chris
would have had a
Paul.
performance like this, my nigga,
Chris
maybe. I'm
fucking
trying
Paul.
to tell you.
Now don't get me
Whole nother
wrong,
series.
Chris Paul still
Dump
one
his
of my
ass,
favorite, if not my favorite point guard in the league
Oh,
right now.
I'm sorry.
But let's
Well,
be
get
clear.
big then.
I don't think this is gonna put
Give
you
me
over the
this.
top
I
of
ain't
Golden
passing it out
State.
neither. I ain't
It's
passing
not.
it out neither.
To be honest with you,
Damn it.
at best,
We here. Me and
I
Shumpert
think
working
y'all
this
make
bitch.
it
We
to
finna show y'all why we deserve these contracts.
the
Damn
semifinals, maybe the second round of the playoffs, and that's pushing it depending on what other pieces y'all get around y'all.
So we here now.
But as of right now, the
That's
team
all that
constructed, I don't see y'all help y'all team any because Chris Paul hasn't been healthy in the playoff series in a while.
Hey, you know what?
So you kind of
Okay,
got
when you leave LeBron,
you
this is
gotta
my
kind of throw your hands up and be like, I guess.
Yeah,
but once again,
see that team so worried
I mean,
about
he
my
felt like he
three-point
lost faith
position.
in Doc Rivers, whatever the case may have been. Blah, you know, it's a bunch of he said, she said going on around that. So you got to just look at the facts. Like, I guess it's okay. It still don't put them over the top of Golden State. But at least Houston have some reasons to enjoy watching their games.
I thought the nigga had
But
like
then they
15.
lose players and lose depth on their
But
bench.
Kyrie and motherfucking LeBron go sit on
It's
the bench.
like, I mean,
you
if you
niggas?
like it,
Shit,
I love it.
man.
Hey, whatever.
Joints.
Roll
Damn
with the
remote
punches.
on, man.
Right? Now we're on to the fucking Bulls. Anybody, y'all know, y'all can tell by my name. I'm a
Buckets, nigga.
Chicago native.
What
I was
buckets,
born
nigga?
here.
Can you say the
I've been raised here.
buckets?
This is my
Say it
home.
with
I
me.
love it. It is what it is. Chicago is me and I am Chicago. Okay? Now that we got that understood, this is why I will never in my fucking life support the Chicago Bulls organization.
Throw that
Because
bitch up, Shump.
y'all turn
Do your
around
thing, Shump. We down
and
here.
trade Chicago's
We down
very
here,
own
Shump.
D
Do
Rose,
your
who might not
thing,
add
Shump.
had a pretty good goddamn year this year in New York.
Told you,
Averaged
me and Shump
17
organization,
points, I
nigga.
think
The
maybe
rising
3
stars of the
assists
future, nigga.
for the season.
LeBron and
Now
Kyrie.
people to say, oh, well, that's not D Rose like numbers, but let's be clear.
Y'all
If
just
that was
hit- we
Ricky
told y'all
Rubio
we like-
averaging
we
them
like
kind of
keeping y'all
numbers, maybe he
company.
wouldn't have got his ass traded to motherfucking Utah. Maybe. You know. Oh, speaking of, I gotta talk about that. I'm too glad I thought about it. I have that in that later
I ain't mean to
for
throw it to
later on in this video about him.
That was my
But
fault.
you know, if he averaged that many points, maybe you'll be talking about motherfucking the Minnesota Timberwolves being a top 3 or 4 team in the
Why the fuck
West.
this nigga done
Maybe
dunked?
even
You bitch
contending
ass
for a fucking
nigga.
championship
Good pass, Flip. Man, that
in the
bitch ass
finals
nigga ain't
if
done.
Ricky Rubio averaged 17 points along with Cats, I
Like
think
that.
20,
Man, who the fuck out? What Derek Williams
Lavigne's
at? Come on
20, and
in,
now
Derek.
the
First
25
you
that Jimmy
piss me
Butler's
off
gonna bring
today.
to the team.
No, you keep your bum ass
So
with your lad.
the Bulls decide, okay, we're gonna trade D Rose. We're gonna
Steal the
make
ball
Jimmy
from
the
me
man.
again,
Yeah,
man,
that's what we're
please.
gonna
Mind
do.
your
Jimmy's
fucking
gonna be the
business.
face
The
of the
game is over.
franchise. He's gonna be the
Over,
man. He's
nigga.
gonna be who we build
No
around.
dunking. Fuck
This,
you,
that, and the
black
third.
man.
And shout out to Jimmy, by the way, 'cause he was a very loyal dude. He didn't want to leave Chicago, even though they were fucking confused about what direction they wanted to fucking go in the first goddamn place.
That's probably
Shout out to him for
pussy
that.
right now. I ain't gonna lie.
So y'all trade D Rose and y'all go and bring back
Come on
fucking
in,
Rajon
Chandler. Trying
Rondo
to get some PT
and
on
fucking
this bitch.
Dwayne Wade.
Like 2 minutes or
I
something.
guess to sell tickets because on paper it looked good, but let's be clear, D Wade's a shell of himself. I think he need to go ahead and retire before his
How?
career starts to go on a real serious decline and people start thinking about him in a bad way, a negative light. Just go out on top, D Wade. Ride off into the sunset, my nigga. You will be missed, but your time is past, bro. I understand you and LeBron came in at the same time, but you had way more major injuries than LeBron did. So I think it's time for you to just go off and go retire, go be with your wife. You know, Gabrielle, y'all gonna make some babies or whatever the case may be. Y'all just cut it out, bro. Like it's time for you to stop. Just go back to Miami and retire as soon as you get back to Miami. That's what you doing is right, and just take your career for what it was, bro. You did everything you could, my nigga. Just stop because by the way you're looking right now, you're gonna tarnish your career. Like you're gonna tarnish your resume. Because people, oh well, D Wade was great when he was in Miami, but when he went to Chicago, ugh. Oh, when he went back to Chicago after he left Chicago, came back to Miami, played some more. Ugh. Like, and you don't want that added to your name, D Wade. You're too great for that. So just leave, bro. But they brung over Rajon Rondo and Dwayne Wade, and it's like y'all release Rondo and still owe him like what? I think it's either $3 or $6 million. They still own, and we still got D Wade on the books.
He got 26 motherfucking points.
So then y'all trade Jimmy Butler
in my
for fucking Zach LaVine, Chris Dunn.
The man is shooting 6 for 11. That's good enough for me.
Larkin, whatever his name is. Comment in the comments below how to say fuck you say his name is Mark something.
Look.
Exactly. It starts with an L. In a fucking draft that you could have picked up at the 17th pick, you goddamn self. Like, why? Like, you didn't get anything out of that in the first place. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have sworn in the NBA you can't trade players that's hurt. I thought you couldn't do that shit. Like, somebody comment that down too and below in the comments. Like, I thought you couldn't play hurt. The man is hurt. How you gonna trade somebody for somebody that's hurting Chris Dunn? Chris Dunn couldn't even come out here and do the job that he was supposed to do in the first place.
Fuck out of my way, Kardashian pussy. That's what he screamed.
How the fuck can you replace a nigga that averaged for his career 6 points and 7 assists, bro?
Hey.
How can you not do that? You're supposed to be more athletic, a better shooter, and shit like that, and you can't even do that.
How's it a foul?
Where the fuck are y'all career going? Are y'all going to draft this 7-foot Channing Frye ass nigga who can shoot the ball real goddamn well, but can't guard a fucking fly? Like, what the fuck? Like, this is the problem with NBA now. Like, everybody wants to play Golden State Warrior ball. Everybody wants to have 4 or 5 shooters on the court at one time. But at least Golden State knows they need a real center on the court at all times. I.e. JaVale McGee and unfortunately Zaza Pachulia are real centers. They grab rebounds, they're going to play a little bit of defense, and they may dunk the ball every once in a while. You see what I'm saying? But no, you go out and get the man. That granted, he shot like what 60-something% behind the 3-point line in college. Great, fine.
Kardashian pussy in the house.
But
damn, he lit.
Let's be clear.
He finna get the shit sucked out of his dick.
He's not gonna turn out to that good of an NBA player. At best, he's gonna be a Channing Frye.
Big fella.
At best, Channing Frye, like I said, that's at best. Worst case scenario, he becomes Adam Morrison. But at best, he'll be Channing Frye. I'm sorry. At best, he'll be Dirk Nowitzki. I doubt it. Highly doubt it. His post game's not good enough. But at best, he'll be Dirk. Worst case scenario, Adam Morrison in the middle, maybe a fucking Channing Frye if he learns how to defend. So y'all trade for that. And now you sit here if you were a Bulls fan, you would sit here and look at this team and be like, what the fuck is this? Y'all trade Doug McDermott and Taj Gibson to fucking Oklahoma City for Cameron Payne, who y'all then released to the D League.
You got motherfucking 17
what the fuck?
assists before you got your first
so y'all let him go. Then you turn around and let the franchise play. Like,
fuck it.
If I'm a franchise, if I'm Zach LaVine, I will look at this trade like it's some bullshit. Why? Because if y'all willing to trade y'all franchise player, like the nigga you drafted and developed, and y'all just traded this nigga when he's starting to have his peak, what the fuck does that leave for me? What y'all want me to come out here and sell some tickets for y'all for 3-4 years?
Oh, who? Boy,
maybe 2-3 years, and y'all just trade me after that too. Like the Bulls, though, I highly doubt they'll get contention for another championship. I'm sorry, I don't see it unless George can come back in his prime and play for the Bulls again. Just don't see them win the championship.
Don't fuck with you.
I'm sorry.
I should have called a time on you in mid-dunk.
You send them over
and
to the Minnesota Timberwolves. So Timberwolves is great because LA, after that they trade Ricky Rubio to the Jazz and hopes to sign D Rose. So now you got D Rose. You'll have D Rose, Jimmy Butler, Tom Thibodeau, Andrew Wiggins, Karl Anthony Towns, and Gorgie Dingas as his starting five in the West. It's a pretty good goddamn starting five. And once again, we lost 2 more All-Stars to the fucking East, from the East to the West. Like, the shit's crazy, man. The All-Star game next year for the Eastern Conference is going to be full with fucking Gordon Hayward, maybe Isaiah Thomas.
You know I play big, man. You know this is my
Kyrie Irving, Giannis, fucking Reggie Jackson in this motherfucking. Like, the All-Star game next year is going to be fucking horrible.
It also helps y'all.
They may have to end the All-Star game as it is East and West and just make it an All-Star game for all teams. Just like whoever the best player is on the team or best player on the best players on the team should be allowed to go. Because the East is getting worse and worse. We just keep trading more stars and All-Stars to the fucking East, the Western Conference, like the Western Conference wasn't already stacked enough. See what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna be stuck over here, and once if shit by this way, this looking LeBron ass finna leave, which gets me to another point: the future for the Cavs. I don't know what the fuck they're waiting on, or what the fuck they're doing, or if they feel like they just had a bad run this year, they can try again next year. But let's be very fucking clear: Cleveland, LeBron, Dan Gilbert, y'all need to make some fucking adjustments, bro. Like, the least you can do is go out and go get Melo, please, because I'm tired of seeing, which was very evident in the finals, that Cleveland, y'all ain't shit when LeBron's not on the floor. I don't give a fuck if it's Kyrie Irving out there. Like, y'all offense is fucking horrible if LeBron's not on the fucking floor. At least if LeBron James leads off the floor and you have Melo and Kyrie out there, the offense won't look as bad. They didn't give me that. Cause that shit is fucking sickening to watch. Like, I don't understand how y'all can come out here and be that fucking bad offensively. Not even defensively, but offensively be fucking horrible. Bro, like, do y'all understand y'all are a -40 when LeBron's not on the court? How the fuck do y'all go from being +12 to -40 when LeBron leads for 2 to 3 minutes? What the fuck? And you wanna know what that's equivalent to? Cleveland trying to be fucking Golden State. Y'all trying to be Golden State. Y'all see Golden State went up and picked up Kevin Durant. So y'all, I feel like the best way to battle is to go pick up a bunch of fucking shooters. So you go get Kyle Korver. You go pick up another quote-unquote playmaker and Darren Williams, who was a fucking letdown. Like, what? Y'all can't stand pack with that roster y'all got right now. The roster that you have right now will make it out the East again, by the way it's looking, because like I said, they sent Paul George to the Thunder, so he's not non-conference right now. And Gordon Hayward, I don't think he's signed with anybody yet. At best, y'all are making out the Eastern Conference again, but running to Golden State once again and get y'all ass whooped because y'all didn't make any adjustments, and their team is still better than y'all's if you leave it the way it's constructed right now. So if you want a chance to win and at least have LeBron consider staying in Cleveland, do him a favor, bring over Melo, please, because I do not want to see y'all go another season where y'all start off mediocre. You guys are mid-season having slumps and shit, and then finish the season on like a 23-game slide where y'all lose like 13 to 14 out of your last 20, or lose like 10 out of the last 20 some games. Like we not accustomed to that. Like if put it like this, if you lose again next year, Cleveland, because y'all don't make any trades, best believe LeBron's going to leave and he's going to go to a Western Conference team. Hell, he can go over there and play with Russell Westbrook, goddammit. If he wanted to, go play with Kawhi or something. Like, just make something shake. You not even if you trade Kevin Love, push the fucking the New York Knicks into fucking or have LeBron call Melo, since they're such close friends. Have LeBron call Melo and have him go in there and force them to fucking, I don't know, tell them that you won't show up for fucking the trips or the fucking games anymore. I don't fucking know. Threaten them with something to have them buy out your contract, man, and just let you go and walk. Because it's like, something has to happen, bro. Like, I just don't see it, bro. Like, Iman Shumpert is dirt offensively. I'm sorry. You're from Chicago, bro. I'll fuck with you. But offensively, you're dirt. Defensively, once again, you're not good enough defensively for it to make up for your lack of offense. Like, it's not acceptable. I'm sorry. Kyle Korver, you need to take your broke ass back to Atlanta, because you came out here, my nigga, and couldn't, like, you're like a sharpshooter on 2K that can't make a shot. Like, that is the most irritating shit in the world. I mean, like, your only job over here is to make open shots. We pass you the ball, we expect you to make, if not half, at least 40% of the threes you took. My nigga, you didn't score in the finals until, what, game 5? Game 4, game 5? Like, the fuck? Like, what the fuck did they bring you over here for? What did they pay you for? Like, that, it's fucking retarded. Darren Williams. Don't let me get started on you, Darren. Like, you were a complete and utter letdown. We thought when we signed Andrew Bogut and Darren Williams that we were going to be on. We had a chance at beating Golden State, goddammit. We thought we was lit, right? Wrong. As soon as we signed this nigga Bogut, he goes out here, plays 30 seconds, and gets a season-ending injury. What the fuck? Like, he planned this shit. Like, shout out to him. He knew what he was doing. He planned the fuck out of that. We have Darren Williams. Like, that's what we get for putting our faith in a nigga that didn't even know if he wanted to go ball to spray paint his head. Because Darren Williams, because you not slick, my nigga. You came out here on that Carlos Boozer shit and used that black liner spray all over your motherfucking head to have your head, because your shit was black and shiny, my nigga. Like, that's no, your hair wasn't that goddamn good when you had it. You had some good hair, but it wasn't that good. So, long story short, man, Cleveland, do something. Because the way it's constructed right now, y'all will go back to the finals, and this time y'all will fuck around and get swept. Not even a gentleman's sweep. Like, they gonna flat out bring out the broom. Like, Draymond gonna bring the broom in the dustpan and sweep y'all the fuck up. And LeBron, you the best player in the world. I don't want to see him go out like that. If y'all want to keep that man, do whatever y'all got to do to bring some extra help to that team, because it's not working. It's not gonna work against them. Last year, team had barely worked. It's not gonna work with Kevin Durant add to this franchise, and we missed out on Paul George. So y'all got to do something, man. Please, as a Cleveland fan, I'll take that. As a LeBron fan, please do something for this man. Help this man the fuck out, so he can spend his last maybe 3-4 years on top of the NBA, get a couple more rings, and ride off into a sunset itself. Please, Cleveland, do that for me and LeBron. Once again, YouTube, man, this your boy Chicago Messiah. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.